Alright, so you guys want to hear a little story about how my family and I went on a vacation?
Oh, yeah.
It's a really good story. Well, I had 2 weeks of vacation time coming after working all year down at Big Roy's eating and plumbing. So one night when my family and I were gathered around the dinner table, I said, kids, if you could go anywhere in this great big world now, where'd you like to go to? I said, Dad, we want to see the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. They picked the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. It's a real place. Very next day, loaded up the car with potato skins and pickled wieners, crossword puzzles, Spider-Man comics, and Mama's homemade rhubarb pie. Pulled out of the driveway, and the neighbors, they all waved goodbye. So began our 3-day journey. We picked up a guy holding a sign that said Twine ball or bust. He smelled real bad, and he said his name was Bernie. I put in a Slim Whitman tape, my wife put on a brand new hairnet. The kids were in the backseat jumping up and down, yelling, are we there yet? All of us were joined together in one common thought as we rolled down the long and winding interstate at I-53 DeSoto. Gonna see the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. They picked the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Way to get there, so we drove straight through for 3 whole days and nights. Of course we stopped for more pickled wieners now and then. Scenery was just so pretty, boy I wish that the kids could have seen it, but you can't see out of the side of our car because the windows are completely covered with the decals from all the places where we've already been. We've been to Elvis-A-Rama, the Tupperware Museum, the Boll Weevil Monument in Cranberry World, Shuffleboard Hall of Fame, Poodle Dog Rock, and the Mecca of albino squirrels. Been to Ghost Town, theme parks, wax museums, and the place where you can drive through the middle of a tree to see alligator farms and tarantula ranches. But there's still one thing we gotta see. Yeah. We crossed the state line about 6:39, and we saw the sign that said Twine ball exit 50 miles. Kids were so happy that they started singing 99 bottles of beer on the wall for the 27th time that day. Pulled off the road at the Last Chance gas station, bought a few more pickled wieners and a Diet chocolate soda. On our way to see the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Oh yeah, the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Finally, at 7:37 early Wednesday evening, as the sun was setting in the Minnesota sky, there in the distance, on the horizon, it appeared to me like a vision before my unbelieving eyes. Parked the car, walked with awe-filled reverence toward that glorious, huge, majestic sphere. I was just so overwhelmed by its sheer immensity, I had to drink a can of root beer. Yes, on these hallowed grounds, open 10 to 8 on weekdays, in a little shrine under a makeshift pagoda, there sits the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Oh yeah, the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Rock and roll, baby! What was he trying to do? Who was he trying to impress? How did he do it? How did he build it? Anybody's guess. Where did he get the twine? What was going through his mind? Did it just seem like a good idea at the time? Well, I walked up beside it and I told the kids, now you better not touch it, those ropes are there for a reason. I said, maybe if you're good, we can tie it to the back of our car, and we can take it home. But I was only teasing. Went to the gift shop, stood in line, bought a souvenir miniature ball of twine, some window decals, anything else they'd sell us. Maybe some more pickled wieners. Bought a couple postcards, greetings from the Twine ball, wish you were here. Won't the folks back home be jealous? I gave my camera to Bernie and we stood by the ball and we all gathered around and said cheese. Then Bernie ran away with my brand new Instamatic, but at least we got our memories. We all just stared at the ball for a while and my eyes got moist and I said with a smile, kids, this here's what America is all about. Then I started feeling kind of gooey inside and I fell on my knees and I cried and cried. That's when those security guards threw us out. You know, I bet if we unravel that sucker it would roll all the way down to Fargo, North Dakota. 'Cause it's the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Oh yeah, the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Stayed that night at the Twine Ball Inn. In the morning we were on our way home again. We didn't really want to leave, that was perfectly clear. I said, I know you're all sad to go, but I winked my eye and I said, you know, I got a funny kind of feeling we'll be coming back again next year. 'Cause I've been around this great big world and there's no other place that I would rather go to than the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Than the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Minnesota. The end. It's a true story, every single word.
And then it got into Bernie.
No, it was not a true story. It's still taping too.